I'm just trying to take things one day at a time, y'all. Like literally as much as possible, one step at a time, because life is going to life. Hey guys, it's all that jazz. We're back with another video. Finally, your girl is finding time to record. But anyway, if you're new, we're on the road to 1K, so go ahead and join today by clicking that red subscribe button. Today I'm just gonna do, I think I'm gonna hit y'all with the life update. We're gonna be talking about kind of where I've been at and where I'm going. I haven't put makeup on in like forever. Granted, I needed to re-up anyways. I didn't have makeup to put on, but we're back. So I'm about to be looking, y'all know, into the mirror. I feel like I've been sick for about 30 days approximately. No, so that's the first update. Your girl did go back to a 9 to 5, so we'll get into that in the video. But also we put our kids in daycare. So let's talk about daycare and the experience of it already. I was not prepared for the things that come with daycare, but I do have to say that there have absolutely been some positive outcomes. But first, let's just talk about it. So the first day, you know, they were kind of like, where we at? Like, we dropped them off. Me and Mayo took them together on the first day, and you know, I held back the tears. Kind of like, we dropped them off and they were like, okay, this is like fun place to, you know, stuff to do, play. I left first, so I think it was a little bit easier for me because Mayo was still there. I had to go to work, so it was a little bit easier because I felt like I was leaving them with him versus just like, you know, random teachers. He said when they left, when he left, I think they did okay. And then going into like that second week, that's when they were like, oh, y'all dropping us off and then y'all picking us up like 8 hours later? Oh no, we're not feeling that. So usually when it's either me dropping them off or Mayo, they are kind of like hesitant and they like watch us walk away and start crying. But 98% of the time the teachers are able to calm them down and just, you know, get them into the routine of what they're doing for the day. So that's the good part. But I can say that it was a hard transition going from stay-at-home mom to working mom. It's been about a month now at this point, so not super long, but still within those 30 days I feel like my whole life has just like flipped, changed, all of that. And I mean, for the better, but there has been some ups, there's been some downs, like life is, you know. Let me actually start doing my makeup. I mean, am I doing a chit chat get ready with me or just chit chat, you know? So anyway, that transition was pretty, it's still a transition, you know what I mean? Like, we're still adjusting because the thing is they're only going to daycare part-time, and then for 3 days out the week, the other 2 days they're going to still going to grandma's house. So it is a bit of a mixture of that going on. But y'all, daycare is expensive. It's high. What I will say is for daycare, both of them have gotten bit already, and it's only been 30 days. The first day, it was like 2 weeks in, Levi got bit. Another 2 weeks in, Noah got bit. And we're just like, okay, so, you know, for security, they can't tell us what child it is. And I'm like, y'all lucky that they cannot talk yet, because mama will be pulling up, who is it, who did it, I need to know, you know. And I get that biting is kind of like all kids are different, and then it's kind of like part of this age group, this 2-year-old group. But still, like, I don't want to get no phone call. So like when I get a phone call, I'm looking like, what do you mean? Like, when they first called me and I first heard of Levi, I was like, they were like, he got bit by a friend. I was like, oh, he got bit by a mosquito? Or, because I'm confused. And she was like, no, an actual kid. And y'all, I was hot. I was big mad. The way that my brain is operating, I don't get how a kid gets bit. I know, I understand it's like a quick process, and even if they're like outside or something and everybody's just doing their own thing, but like these incidences happen like, I guess while they're in line or in the classroom. It's a really nice daycare, so I don't really like want to just pull them out. If I were to pull them out and put them in another one, I have to readjust to teachers, they have to readjust to classmates, and I don't want them to be switching all the time. So I'm really hoping that this is not a continuous thing. They sent out a letter saying like, you know, this is not something that is acceptable. We do let the parents know, blah blah blah. And I'm just like, but it happened twice, you know. So outside of the incident, like, they are learning. I do see a difference in them. I do see them communicating more. I do see them, you know, pointing things out and saying like apple or a cat or a dog, you know. And so like, it is definitely helping them with their development as they're doing different arts and crafts in there. They have STEM in there. I think it's helping them, you know. And then structure, like, okay, we're gonna do art, okay, we're gonna have breakfast, okay, we're gonna have lunch, okay, now we're gonna take a nap. And then we have like through our app where we can see pictures. They upload pictures typically up to like prior to nap time. So from like 8 to 12 we'll be able to see pictures, and then from 12 to 2 they take a nap. After their nap time, I mean, it's pretty, you know, good updates and family oriented. They have things going on throughout the month, you know, book fairs where they dress up for Halloween this month. They have a family event for Halloween at the end of this month. So, you know, it's pretty cute, it's cool or whatever. So I'm looking forward to participating in that kind of stuff. What else is new? So the job, the job that I started, and it is so much better than where I was at last time. No, I don't regret leaving the last job at all. I'm super happy that I did that, because I got to spend the first 2 years with Noah and Levi, you know, staying home, and I didn't have to like drop them off at like, you know, out the womb. So I do still think that decision was extremely necessary, especially even for me to move on to where I'm at now, because if I was still there I would be miserable. So the new job is cool. I would say that, you know, it's a small company, so it is kind of like family oriented. You know, for the most part, for right now, I haven't experienced like too much micromanaging. It's really all I kind of got to say about it. It's not terrible, it's not shabby. I just have goals in mind. I have where we want to be, what I'm trying to do, where I want to go, you know what I mean? If you watch my last vlog, and if you didn't, go ahead and check it out. Your girl got a retie yesterday, so the forehead is popping. The length is real, I'm not even gonna lie to y'all. And y'all remember in the year update, or I think it was my last update, and I was like predicting the length. I might have been onto something, because when I got this retie, I was like, and I had to switch like lock consultants too, y'all, but that's another story. Like, oh, that could be part of this life update. Let's throw that in there. The lock consultant switching will be coming soon in this video. The sun is trying to shine its way in today, y'all, and I'm not opposed. So let's talk about, we did daycare, we did the job. The job is not too far from where I live. I get to work from home on Mondays and Fridays, and what I do is similar to my last position, just not a little bit of more account management type things, and a little less stress, a lot less stressful. Okay, the balance, y'all. The balance is hard. I'm trying to get a routine down for everything, from like yeah, no, I've been trying to work out for like the longest, I'm not even gonna lie to y'all, but I want to get back to working out, like a cooking, like what days am I trying to cook, what days am I trying to record, what days am I trying to work on me and Tia's business I'm the label, which by the way, you need to check out luxury loungewear. We're giving luxury. We are still continuing to work on that, and our next step is bringing out a winter collection, so we're working on that at the moment. Life is lifing. I've had my good days in these 30 days. I've had my bad days, but that's part of life, right? Oh, that's what I want to talk about. The sickness that comes with daycare that nobody told me about. Well, they did tell me about it, but I just didn't know it was real. Like, it's super real, y'all. They have to have a whole nebulizer at this point. They're saying that they have bronchitis. There is just so much going on, and I'm like, who got these little nasty kids? You know, anyway. I did know about the sickness with daycare, but I just didn't know it was just to this extent. And then just having 2 sick children, y'all. I've only been a parent 2 years in, right? So like, I haven't, you know, I ain't a vet or nothing, but it's been rough, y'all. I'm not even gonna lie. Like, I've been trying to get this parenting thing down. Send love and prayers. But other than that, you know, they're developing as they should. They are very smart and comprehend a lot of things. And learning, that's my favorite part about having kids, is like them learning stuff and like seeing like, whoa, just yesterday they didn't really know what that was and now they're like, boom, I got it. Why am I going back to a 9 to 5? The reason I'm going back is because we were at a point where, like, at first we didn't care to pay certain things. Like, at first we didn't care about that, but let's just say now we do. And so that's kind of like the main reasoning behind going back for that. In the future though, my goal when they're like 5 or 6 is to either have them in a really nice school, like an academy that we're paying for, or homeschool. But I'm kind of leaning towards the academy, so they can get like really good education. But I don't know if they end up at a public school. There's nothing wrong with that. Like, these academies are expensive, so I'm not sitting here saying like, oh, throwing shade to public schools or anything like that. Absolutely not, because that's where they gotta go, that's where they're gonna go. There's no shade, nothing wrong with it. I just kind of want their education to be on another level if possible. So looking at those academies, those tuition is $10K a year, y'all. $10K, and that's one child, you know, and that's still kindergarten. I thought like, okay, you know, the younger they are, the cheaper. Why would I think that? I don't know, but it's not. Outside of that, a balance. So I'm just trying to figure out how I can make sure that I am continuing to pursue all the things that I see myself doing in the next 2, 3, 4 years, you know, like, what are my real goals? What are my main goals? You know what I mean? So just making sure that that is what I'm doing. One thing I can say is that I have learned so much in the past 5 or 6 months about finances. I've learned so much, and I think my next thing to learn is, when I was growing up, I wasn't around kids like that. So like for me, I feel like I still just need to learn my kids. Like, I am learning how they are, because they are twins. They're still 2 different people, you know what I mean? So I'm still trying to figure out like, what is Noah, what is his love language, what is Levi's love language. Like, I feel like even at this age it's super important to know, like, okay, for example, Levi might enjoy quality time and Noah might enjoy playing around and like reading and like cuddling under mama. Like, you know, kids have love languages too. So I think just trying to understand what those are is trying to get to where I need to be for them as a parent. Another thing is, like, me and May are trying to get back to recording our podcast and being on top of that as much as possible, even if it's, you know, once or twice out the month, just still putting some content out is kind of what we want to do. I think it's just a matter of figuring it all out, like making time and prioritizing what's important to me, making sure that I, you know, write down my goals, write down where I want to be, who I want to become, so that I can like see it through and just be serious about it. Because, like, of course, prior to working, I had a little bit more time to say, okay, I'm gonna record 4 videos, I'm about to do some research for our business, I'm about to cook real quick, I'm about to do Instacart. Like, I had more time, and I do not want me working to be an excuse as to why I don't accomplish the goals that I'm trying to accomplish. It's a bunch of mini battles, I will say, that have come my way that I've been trying to fight through and just push through and just be like, another one. Y'all, I had to get a whole new consultant. Let's talk about it. So first of all, the first time there was an issue, right, I had to reschedule an appointment. And so the first time I had to reschedule an appointment, the lady was like, they have an assistant or whatever. So I'm like, okay, let me call. And she's like, well, somebody will get back to you, right? This is like the first day. So I'm like, cool. I give it 2 or 3 days. You know, nobody contacts me. So I'm like, let me just call again, because y'all know the longer you wait to get your hair retightened, the more that it's going to cost. So I'm like, y'all not finna have me coming back in 8-9 weeks talking about your total is such and such. I had called them again and like, hey, you know, just wanted to reschedule, just, you know, nobody's contacting me back. So the lady calls me had to call a couple times, and then somebody else calls me. I'm like, hey, you know, it's been like 5 days now, nobody's called me to reschedule. Like, I know I'm not tripping. He calls me, like, the owner, and was like, we have a lot of clients and we're just really busy. And I was like, I understand that, you know, but the person who I spoke to kind of implied like they'll get right back with you. It should be typically like a fast response or whatever. And I was like, I'm not asking you to put me on the top of your list. If I have to wait, I have to wait. I wasn't saying get me in tomorrow or tonight. I was just saying that I need to be rescheduled because I don't want to wait to be paying 9, 10, 11 weeks worth of not having a retie. Like, I don't know what your books are looking like. And you being busy has nothing to do with your receptionist or whoever is retightening my hair taking a look at their schedule and saying, hey, these are the dates we have available. Like, that's it. Literally, that's it. So I just felt like it was very unprofessional for her to call me and talk to me like that and tell me that. And so I ended up telling the person who, like, because she has people under her. So I told my loctician, I was like, yeah, I wasn't really fond of how she approached it. So she called the owner, like, called me and apologized and was like, I wasn't trying to come off that way, you know, la la dee. And I was just like, no, it's okay. I understand that you're busy. You know, it's just like, just maybe have someone like it can take 3 to 5 days for somebody to reschedule you. Like, just put that as a message, or like, okay, we'll have somebody call you. It could be a couple days. They might call you next week. Like, just so I have a time frame of knowing like, oh, this is when someone's going to get back to me to reschedule an appointment. Like I said, I just don't feel like it was that deep. And, you know, I was just like, I didn't really, you know, I'm probably not the only one who experienced this, so I don't know, y'all. Jasmine is like very bold, and like I can be very like quiet and you know, chill. Like, I always say that, like, that's the vibe you're gonna get when you watch my videos. That's the vibe you're gonna get from Jasmine, like, chill. But certain things, like I always say, I don't play about, and certain things I'm just like, okay, hello, like, I know I'm not tripping. So after that, because I started a job, I had to reschedule again. Now, this is on me, I get it. I had to reschedule again because I am not able to get my hair done during the week. I have to take off. I might as well take off a whole day. It's going to take 2 to 3 hours, probably 3 or 4 hours, because I got to get there. Then I got to get it retightened. Then I got to get back to work. You know what I'm saying? So that's still about 4 hours out of my day. So I'm like, I'm either going to have to do a part-time out the day. And mind you, I'm just starting the job. So I'm like, I'm not really trying to have to call out to get my hair done, come back with my hair hold done. It's like, well, that was clear why she called out. You know what I mean? Yeah, so I'm just like, okay, sorry, I kind of got to reschedule again. And she's like, well, the next Saturday we have is December, but let me continue to check or whatever. This time I'm speaking directly with who typically retightens my hair. Nope. She followed up and was like, hey, she followed up a week, 7 days later, and said, hey, still checking. And I was like, oh, okay, no problem. And then I followed up 7 days later and was like, hey, were you able to get anything? And she never responded. So I took that as, oh, y'all probably salty because I called y'all out on what happened last time. And I didn't put no review. I didn't, you know, tell the whole world, as I am now. I didn't do any of that. It was just, you know, simply like, hey, even for other clients, you might want to be a little bit more professional on how you go about these things. She never hit me back up. Fine. So I found me another loctician that's located like 20 minutes from me instead of 40. Yeah, and that's that. So I just, like, in a hop, skip, jump, baby, Jasmine will be gone. I'm not tolerating anything. You probably got about 2 or 3 times with me before your girl moves on. And I might not be a loss because you got other clients, and that's fine. But you're going to probably continue to lose more clients if that's how you're going to treat them. The year that I was there, maybe 2 out of the whole year that I had to reschedule, literally. Like, I could see it was like, yeah, she never on time. She always got to reschedule. She always complaining. She always, like, I wasn't even that type of person. And literally, oh, y'all, the last loctician, she had, I didn't even get to show y'all because I haven't done an update yet, which one will be coming soon. But I had literally just just hair back here, like just small short hair, and she had told me like, oh, when it gets longer we'll add more locks. So I'm like, why would we wait for my hair to get longer to put locks in the back? You know, like literally just a whole gap missing from when I had postpartum and those locks, like, I fell out. And she was just like, you know, that was with the last one. This one just took care of it, no extra charge. You know, told me about like my locks and you know, educating me and everything. I'm just like, why? Like, I've been going to you for like a long time, and at this point, and it just clicked in my head, like, why would she not have been put locks back there? Why would I just have hair back there just chilling. I be trying not to be a complicated client. I just want to show up, get my hair done, go home, be cute, that's it. But you know, you're just dealing with certain entities that I understand with growth comes growing pains, and you know, everything's not perfect or solid. I get that, but there's still a certain level of professionalism that needs to be delivered. You can ask anybody. I'm quick to return an item. I'm quick to take my business elsewhere. I'm quick to say, oh well, time to move on. Anyway, I think that sums up this life update, y'all. It's been a lot going on with changing. I'm just trying to take things one day at a time, y'all. Like literally as much as possible, one day at a time, one step at a time, because life is going to life. If you're still here and you enjoyed this video, I do appreciate you watching it. Make sure that you comment below, like this video, share it. Of course, you need to have already subscribed because you made it this far, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.